Very good.
Hey, good evening. Welcome to the bridge call. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome, Danny.
It's nice to see everybody here today. Yeah, let's look forward to the session tonight, what we're going to come up with. Let's see. Very interesting.
Danny was a little under the weather there last week. And you went through some ascension processes, feelings, emotions. You were able
You
to
talking
do
about?
some work on yourself. Yeah. You're able to do some work on yourself and clear.
Yes, I was able to get to the bottom of it. And the Ayurvedic book helped because it kind of nailed it and it resonated with me.
No, what's the Ayurvedic book?
Sorry? Oh,
What's
what
the
is it?
Ayurvedic book?
Okay, well, it's they say it's 6,000-year-old technology from India, where they've studied all illnesses and the cause of those emotionally. So if we understand it correctly, we have these emotions that are tormenting us. Sometimes it's trauma and it's persecution, whatever the trauma is, and we experience them in our youth. You know, when we get into our 30s and 40s, we haven't resolved it. Time we're in the 40s and 50s, it manifests as a physical illness because we haven't resolved that issue, whether it could be anger, resentment, hurt, abandonment, whatever the negative trauma-based issue is, and it'll manifest in a certain part of your body, certain diseases. So I have the book on it, and it's 2,000 pages long, and you just look up the ailment, and it'll give you 2 or 3 causes for that ailment, and let's see if it resonates with you. So I read sore throat, and that it resonated with me, and I thought, okay, I need to take care of this, because why is this taking so long for me to get over this? And so I nailed it yesterday. I just nailed it yesterday. But they say there's a little bit more, so I got to go back to the book again and finish the job, right? So when we understand, sorry?
Go ahead.
So I do this in the work that I do and a lot of the sessions that I do. If they have a physical ailment, physical illness, I said, let's see what the actual cause of this issue is. Let's go to the book. And then I'll read it out to the person or send them a copy of it. And I say, read this and see if this resonates with you. And 99 out of 100 times they'll say, oh my God, that's exactly my problem. The book is that accurate. It nails it. Okay, now that we know that, let's work on it. We've identified it. Let's work on it on a emotional level, on an etheric level, and if it's past life, well, let's work on the past life part of it. So it's a tool that I use. I don't use it that often when there's physical issues, physical problems. So you can determine, you know, what is the max, what is that hard negative emotion that I'm holding trapped in my body that needs to be looked at and healed. And for most people, they don't realize this. So I had a cancer patient. She was a friend and she was getting into 3rd stage. It was quite serious. So after talking to her and using the Ayurvedic book, we got what the issue was. So we went in deep, and it was all in this lifetime, and she released it and she healed from it. So about 2 or 3 days later, she calls me and she says, I never told you the day up to the day that you worked on me, I was bedridden. The day after this healing, I had all this energy. I got up, I cooked a meal, I even mopped the floor in the kitchen for the first time in weeks, the day after the healing. This is how profound the healing was to her. So magic can happen when we heal these trauma-based things that it can release from the physical, but you still have to treat the physical ailment because it's still there. You still have to look at it. But to get rid of the actual cause of it, the emotional or the traumatic cause, is magic. It's very important to do this.
So
So does that
are
explain
you
it
able to
well?
share what you were releasing particularly?
I have to.
You just talked for an hour and never told us what's going on.
Well, it
I had a
did.
coach that
Well,
used to say that to me. Lucie, you just spoke for a whole hour and said nothing. It's like, what?
well, for me, it was a lot of the way I look at the world and the people in it, because I've always felt um, foreign to this planet and to the people around me, because I just don't jive with the average person at all, because I'm just on a different wavelength, right? So in the back of my mind, in many ways, I was judging them. And I had to really dig deep and tap into that energy of and letting go of any kind of ego that I'm better than them or I know more than them, and to break that down and let go of that ego and just release any forms of thoughts of judgment of anything like that. That was huge, and I felt the shift when I did that. And like I was saying earlier, I think many of us have this issue with judgment. I think it's a very common thing to have, whether you're a light worker or not, right? We love to judge other
So
races. We love to.
is there anybody out there that likes to judge? Even if they don't even want to judge, they're judging. It's like, why am I judging this? And you catch yourself judging and you're like, okay, I don't
I
even want
see
to judge
someone
this. Like,
waving
why am
their
I?
hands.
You do.
Yep.
I think
And I,
everyone.
Yeah,
and I
so
think
it's
we do it very subtly,
very subtle.
very subtle. Like when different races, we meet different races. Oh, they're from that country, or they're that from, and we just have that thought that, they're not like us. They're not, whatever. And I believe probably over 90% of us have this judgment thing program playing in our head, right?
I don't think it's always about judging, Danny. I think sometimes it's simply recognizing the soul lesson we'll need to go through. It's not always about judging. It's you see that they have this issue and this issue, but I don't think it's always about judging. It's about recognizing that's their lesson to learn, not interfering. It's their lesson. That's
True.
how I deal with it.
Yeah, there's different ways of looking at it. Yeah, because for years I've always called myself the observer, but deep down I still had a little bit of judgment somewhere, and it was tied to my ego, and I had to let it go yesterday. I said, that's it. And it was a nice shift. It was a nice change.
Good.
Mhm.
And also too, like for me, I justify my judging. I go,
Okay.
well, I have to like break this down and I have to come up with all these things to make sense of stuff when really I'm just judging the shit out of it. Right?
Yeah,
There's times when I'm doing that or I'm just so caught up and it's so sly. It's so sly. I mean, there are times where I'm discerning and, I'm making judgment calls to, do I deal with this person? Do I talk about this or do I, whatever, you're judging, you're making judgment calls on stuff. But there's a lot of judging going on in the background, even judging the weather, judging the society, judging the monetary system, judging the politics. It's all running. There's a lot of
yeah,
it running. Even when I used to
right.
talk to Franco about that, he was always like, you got to get to neutral. You got to get to neutrality. And it's like, how can you get to neutrality when you've got like so-and-so, like genocide, 50,000 kids, blah, blah, blah. What kind of neutrality are you going? Like, well, there's no neutrality. This person's evil and that's it. Right? It's like, I can get a consensus on this. But it's still,
True.
you still need to get to neutrality by what Elva said. It's like everybody's going through their own experience, right? And so when you're able to
Accepting
look
them.
at, yeah, when you're able to look at, well, that's the experience they're going through, and they're creating experiences for all of us, you know, to partake in and go through and, you know, whatever. But I was like,
Yeah.
I was judging so hard because I was
Wow.
thinking, no, they're literally evil. Like, and I can get a million people to agree, but I still wasn't that neutral.
No,
And
I
it was
understand. The other
effective.
half of what I did, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I forgot earlier, the other part of my letting go of judgment was now I have to accept everything and everybody just for the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. So I'm on a new road of acceptance.
Yeah,
So
Mark.
yes, things could be evil, and yes, the politics are corrupt, but it is what it is, right? And we
It
don't
is
have
what
the
it is.
right to judge. And to be that neutral, be that observer, right? Which is a hard place to be. It's a hard place to be.
Yeah. Because our ego wants to
Mhm.
go, yeah, but.
That's
It's
right.
like
That's why I had to go after my ego.
anything after the but, you know, is bullshit. So it's like, just stop it right there. Yeah, but what?
But good phrase.
I know when I was in Africa, we were working with this guy who was a taxi driver and stuff. And this guy literally came from the slums. And,
Mhm.
you know, he was trying to get a business off the ground or something. And then we go, well, what about doing something like this? And then he had, because of all the infrastructure that Africa is the way it is, it was really hard to get moving and create a business. And he was also Black, which makes it interesting too, because they still had a lot of things in place, segregation and all that. So every time he said something, he had another reason why it wasn't going to work. And then at the end of the day, like, because you're like, oh, well, we can help you with this. And he goes, no, you can't do that way because of this and that. And we're like, oh, well, what about this? I think we went through a list of like 10, 15 things. And then, but they're saying in Africa, it's like, well, that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. It's just the way it is.
Right.
That doesn't work for me, right? It's like, sorry, we're going to make
Yeah.
it happen. So after a while, you're like, yeah, I guess that's just the way it is, you know? So you can
Right.
see how you can fall into the consciousness of that area. So it's
Yeah.
tricky, you know, like you can consciously disagree and go, yeah, I can see that you're in a that's just the way it is. And I'm sure you get a lot of consensus on it because it is a little tough because the internet was choppy. There was all kinds of things that was
Yeah.
playing against. But at the same time, it was like, yeah, there's got to be a way. There's got to be another way, right?
It has to be a way.
So
A breakthrough.
it's interesting how a massive area, many people are all like, well, that's just the way it is. It's like,
Because it's been like that for centuries, and they say nothing seems to break through, right?
yeah.
Which is sad.
Because when I was there, just when actually my mom and I were there just like a few years ago, what, 6, 7 years ago? The segregation was still going on. The Black people were just starting to sell their products in the main square.
Wow.
It was like only a few years ago. It's like, what is
Wow.
happening here, right?
At least it's
So
moved.
yeah, so might take a little bit of time, but we seem to be one of the healthiest people on the planet for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's create an awesome, powerful superpower circle and get everybody in here and be able to link all our superpowers together. Seem to have a joining issue with one of our members here, so we'll keep an eye. So yeah, so let's create a circle, make it a very big, powerful circle, and bring in our superpowers and heighten our abilities and clear out all the dead weight that's causing ascension problems in our body. So if everybody could just close your eyes, if you're not already there, sit back and relax. And we're going to take in 3 big, deep breaths. And we're creating this circle, creating a safe space for everyone on the call and anyone that's listening to the replay. And we're calling in all spirits that are here for our highest and best good to assist us in being the highest version of ourselves, to share at a very authentic, powerful place for the serving of others, not only healing ourselves, but healing others. Not only serving ourselves, but serving others. So as was already shared with Danny's experience, we were all able to resonate with Danny's experience. We've all understood and feel that. So we want to create the circle for that. So we bring in all the archangels. We bring in all the higher selves. And we connect to our individual souls. And just take a second now to just feel your connection to your soul. It's like a long, powerful white beam coming through your body. And connecting to the soul. So what's coming through is we're connecting to truth. We're connecting to the correct information, the correct frequency. And whether that be self-love, unconditional love, true peace, true harmony, true coherence, true balance. The true sense, the correct sense. So we're just going to allow the light and the frequency of our souls to just fill us right up. And expand our light, expand our energies. 6 feet out, 12 feet out. Where we're connecting with everyone in the circle. And also with all the light beings that are here with us, assisting. So the visual is, our light is so big and so expanded and so connected to each other that it's almost forming a perfect circle ball, crystal ball. There's a lot of blues blue colors and light white color. And it's about the size of Ontario. And it also goes down into the earth. So we're picking up Gaia, fifth dimension energy from Gaia. We're also picking up all the way 12th dimension and beyond. They're saying we can access 35th dimension. So just imagine moving from 5, 12, 24, expanding out your light, and also increasing, I'm trying to find the words, increasing the allowance for your higher version to connect with you. So it's almost like you've got to meet your higher version halfway through allowing, syncing with your heart, so we also have galactic beings with us right now. And when we expand our light out and increase it, we're clearing out so much density, not only in our physicality, but our energy fields, in our neighborhoods, and in our cities. And yes, you are able to do that. But of course, together, we are much more powerful. So they're just asking that we sit in this for a bit, and let's just do some clearing. Just relax into it. Allowing higher beings, soul, higher version, connecting with your spirit guides. And just have the understanding or the awareness that when we raise our frequency this high, this expanded, spirits, spirit team, guides, galactic beings that are here to assist get really excited because now they're able to connect with us. So now we're going to turn on our abilities, increase our abilities, heighten our abilities so that we can hear, see, feel, and know the connection. And when you're in that space with your people, your team, your higher version of you, this is a great time to discuss, share what it is that you really want to focus on. What is it you really want to create? What are your real, true wishes? so that they can have a better understanding, point you in the right direction, connect you to the right people. And you can also ask them, what is it that I need to know? How can I better serve myself and my fellow men? What thought patterns, belief systems need to be released? Let go of the judgments that only disconnect us. That's the best way to disconnect from your higher version of you is to judge. So they're mentioning that the blue rays are part of the circle. I've never had the blue rays before. I'm not sure. I've heard of them before. I know that they are powerful beings. Well, that's probably why I'm seeing the color blue everywhere. Yeah, so tune into what it is you're seeing. Can you see color? Can you see silhouettes? Can you see, what is it that you're seeing? Can you see people, animals, landscapes? Maybe you're getting conversations. Maybe you're having a really great conversation. Maybe you're just basking in the rhythm of the universe, the rocking, the back and forth, easy rocking rhythm. Maybe you're just de-stressing, needing to just relax. Ask your body what it needs. Does it need some vitamin C? Does it need some echinacea? Does it need some omegas? Maybe it needs water, certain foods. You can just command it to increase that within yourself to help you heal. Maybe this is a time to just quiet your busy mind. Good way is to turn your eyes upward and look up into your forehead so that you can be looking out of your third eye. Can't think when you're looking out your third eye. So being in this relaxed state, taking a few deep breaths, coming back into our bodies. Letting go, letting go, letting go. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Or stay asleep.
Mhm.
So earlier, Danny and I were talking about something that we wanted to create here is have a little discussion, conversation, or sharing about, you know, what is your concept of a source or a spirit or a loving God in your life or a spirit team? We'd like to open up the floor and maybe get different perspectives, different ideas. Danny, do you want to frame that a little bit better for me?
Well, we used to participate. We'd like to give the floor to each and every one of you for 2 or 3 minutes, if you're up to it, of course. We're just throwing this idea around today of what do we think source is? What do we think spirit is? What does it mean to me in my life? Here, what do I assume or feel that this life force that we have running through us, what's it all about? What's our thoughts on it? What's our feeling? We'd like all of you to have a little expression of what you think that is for a minute, 2 minutes, whatever you feel comfortable with. And we'll have a nice little talk afterwards as to, all our different ideas. And when we speak about, what we think God and creation is, there is no right, there is no wrong. It's what we perceive it to be, what we experience it to be. So there is no judgment, so to speak, here, just all acceptance, right? Would everybody like to try something like this?
Do you want to lead the way, Danny?
Looks like I have to. Okay.
Isn't that what all the throat clearing was all about?
Some of it. For me, it's all about that connection to source of all that is, and our small minds, we can't imagine what all that is. It's a creator, it's a God, it's a life force, it's a higher power that created everything and runs through everything. Everything is a vibration. Everything resonates to that higher power, that source. And I feel that one of the most powerful energies that this creator source has is the power of love. Love is behind everything. Love is within us. It's in ourselves. It's in our heart. So for me, that's what it stands for. And I like to pray often to that source, to that energy, for anything I may need or for the planet. I love to pray for the planet and bring in that source energy and that love and that healing energies. To me, that's what it is. It's all life. All life, as they're proving it in the lab now, that all life force is connected to each other. All plants, animals, and humans, we're all connected. We're all connected. We're all one of that same universal source energy, creator, God, whatever name you want to call it. And I've seen little miracles with this power, with this energy here. And the most powerful energy to me is the power of love. And that's what source energy is. This is what creator is. And that's why we're here in human form, to bring that love to this planet in all forms, and to accept everyone and everything as it is. So that's my take on it.
Very good.
And I know prayer is there's a source out there, there's an energy out that does listen to us, that is part of us, because the creator lives within all of us. What were we created in? We were created in the source energy, the creator's energy.
Oof.
So that love that the creator has resides within us. So that's my take on spirit and source energy. And why we're here. Spread that love.
I was watching this video of this little girl. She must have been about 2 or 3 years old. She was standing in the mirror and she was crying, but like tears of love. And she was like, you know, just, there was no words, but she kept repeating over and over, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And she was crying.
Wow.
And she was just so excited. And she was making all these little moves and wiping her tears. And she just kept saying, Jesus, Jesus. And it was just like,
Wow.
she was just having this amazing time being with Jesus. And
wow.
she was just moved to tears.
Imagine that, eh?
I was like, wow.
These star seeds.
Yeah, so there was no words, right? It was just the emotions were, and it was like her grandmother or something kept hearing the little girl going on, Jesus and Jesus and Jesus. Crying, so she started filming her, and she didn't know that she was filming. Ah, that was so like, wow. That was powerful.
Hey, Lucy, your turn.
Well, I like knowing the source energy when I'm going through some crazy times, when I've got my thinking all weirded out, or I'm going through so much shifting and changing. And then I do everything to not get into my way, stay out of the way, because I know that, you know, my default is, I don't know, as a mind, I don't know the bigger picture, right? So when I work diligently to not get, and then it continually guides me here and has me meet this person and or experience amazing stuff, or and is being taken care of, that's when it's just proof of experience on how source works for me, right? Because if I get in my head and start freaking out, it's like, oh my God, okay, how am I going to do this? I got to figure this out. And, I got to work harder, I got to work this and da, da, da. I just end up stressing out and I get crumbs. Okay. And sometimes, yeah, they'll be like, okay, you know what? We're going to show you once and for all so that you can believe that we are running the show. And sometimes I get one of those where, and then, it feels like I go down to my knees and go, what was I thinking? I'm sorry. Okay, it's all you, right? So now I've had quite a few of those over time. So now my journey, my connection is more on a trusting level where it's like, you got this. Like, I know you can do 10 times better than me, and I give it to you. And then when I see it happening, it's like you're in the happening of it. You are in the witnessing of it. You are in the observing of it, and you're seeing it unfold. So I'm not only the main player in my life, but I'm also my own observer. And it's like, wow, this is literally happening right now, and I'm actually observing it. So those are the cool times, and it just solidifies that there is way more stuff at play than me trying to figure it out. Even through like really hard times, like even having a sickness or like physical, aches and pains and stuff like that. And then, looking at what it is you're storing in the body, or what am I holding on to, or what am I refusing to let go? What am I resisting? And then when you get to it, and then it shows you, whether it be through a little video, or I get messages in my head. It's like, wow, you've been like blah, 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 blah. And you're like, oh my God. And it's always like, and then you got to go through, well, how long was I going to hang on to that for? And then you got to let that go. And, it's just one big letting go game. But doesn't matter. Like, even when I went to a friend's place, I was there to do a presentation and all that. I end up, this person doesn't speak. All the 10 years that I've known her, she's said all of 10 words. And next thing you know, I'm with her for 2 hours, and she's just, wow, and I like this and that. I'm just, all of a sudden, I just don't even know who this person is. I've never heard her before. And then next thing you know, we're healing her knee and, shifting her consciousness. And it was just like, wow. It was an hour and a half on the bus to go see this person, right? And I totally get that. I was there to be who I was meant to be for her. And I walk out going, really? Get back on the bus an hour and a half? But I know that there's like ripple effects happening, right? I don't know how far they'll go out or who they'll touch. I mean, how do we know? It's an anonymous game. It's not about knowing. It's, you do it because you can. That's it. You do it because you can. So that's how it's very powerful for me in that sense, and also works a lot in my dreams. Shows up in my dreams. And a lot of people, like, we're not sleeping or we're sleeping too much. There's a lot getting resolved in the dream state, which who knows how many galactic wars you're out there fighting or straightening out or whatever, but there's a lot going on. So it's just as busy in dream state, if not in awake state. Yeah, so there's just so many angles to it. Connecting to source, being source, trusting source. And I know, like, oh, just be the best you can. Just try your best. And, all you can do is your best. And, I just gave up that because there's a little bit of a victim or, not playing full out So I gave up, like, oh, you know, you just got to do your best. I just started, I started saying, be my best. I am my best, you know, versus, oh, just try and be your best. No, you are the best. Just be the best. You know, like, let's cut out the middleman and let's go direct.
Mhm. Very good.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's changing all the time too. That's it for
Wonderful.
me. I know I have a feeling Tahir wants to share a lot of stuff.
Okay, you said so. Thank you. Well, it's really, to me, we are all part of the universal consciousness, or we are all part of that energy which
Mhm.
supports, sustain all of us. And we are all here to be part of that energy, to experience that energy, to be that energy, and also to share it. It doesn't have to be something that really big, but even though as you meet somebody on the street, or animal in the street, or plant, or anything like that, when you exchange that energy, that is what it's all about. That is what I can say, that's what's your mission. You don't have to be that super, but it's as simple as just that exchange of energy between you and others, between you and others' kingdoms. That play big part of that. You are part of the whole, and the whole that sustain all of us in absolutely balance, in absolute harmony, in absolute zero energy. So whatever energy that we put in is always that energy. It helps to sustain us and to bring us back to balance. And that balance, which is that was supposed to be, that we are all here to reach that oneness, to reach that balance, and we are from it, and we are returning back to it. So it doesn't matter how small you are doing or how big you are doing, we are all doing our parts. And that part is just to be that of energy, to sustain that energy, and return that energy, and to exchange it. That's my input.
Amazing.
Very good.
You must have
Very good.
practiced this for years.
No. Just give up.
That was amazing.
We're still in school, aren't we?
That was very good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. Very
Who
good.
else wants to share?
Who's up?
I think you've all described it well. The only thing I would say is trusting in the divine now. Everything's the way it's supposed to be. And just walking in love so that you're in the divine, in the here and now. And it'll all. That's how I would put it.
Very much. And sharing that with others. Right? Mhm.
I was listening to Mark Atwood, and his battery was running out on his cell phone, and he just started the video. So then he goes, oh my God, my battery's dying. It goes, okay, this is my message. Everything is right on schedule. Everything is happening exactly the way it's supposed to be. He just kept saying that, and then his battery died. And it was like, oh, thanks, Mark. If you only had 2 minutes to say the most important thing you ever had to say, because your battery's going to die. So it was really good. It was like perfect.
Short video. Mhm. Who else would
Ready?
love to
Yeah, I would love to hear
talk
from
for
you.
you? Shall we pick
Hey.
one?
Oh, look at your name on your Zoom there, Andrea. Louise, would you like to share? You've been having some very good revelations in the last few weeks. Good shifting. You have to unmute. Yeah, that's interesting. You got
She's muted.
can you unmute, Mom?
Ah, she goes.
The floor is yours.
No, that's okay. That's
Well,
okay.
I can speak on her behalf. She's been going through a lot of energy work, doing a lot of energy massage, releasing work. And she was able to let go of, stuff that was still holding in her body from her past. And then when I was there on the weekend, you were sharing how your new relationship that you were able to create, let go of everything and now develop a new relationship with this person who's passed on.
There you go.
Yeah, it was like a miracle, right? It was like, because this, like 80 years holding on and not thinking you're holding on, you're doing all this. Okay, I forgive this person. Okay, like it's okay now. But still, there's still things going on that are triggering. And then did the energy work for about 5 weeks and released it all. Shift the whole relationship.
Very good.
How was that in a nutshell?
Yeah, very good.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that shifts your relationships with everyone once you're able to let go of a relationship that created so much fear and trauma. All right. Anyone else?
I can say a little bit. I'm new on this journey. I only start after after 2020 election and trying to find the truth, but immediately I find this about ascension and the spiritual thing. All so that all the spirit you guys talk about, I know now. We are all one. We have a creator, all new concept for me. But now, until now, I got all those in theory. But it's hard for me, say, to let go, not control. I always do this, do that, knowing this, knowing that, never stop. So now I realize, well, I have to just sit here and be with myself. That's different thing. So made a lot of progress, but there's still a lot to learn. That's all. That's all. For me, that's already a lot of how to say progress. Because even I remember first not the first day, but in the Clemson, I was doing my PhD there. I was thinking about this spiritual thing. I kind of go think it through. So several professors was standing there talking something. So I go and I ask, oh, they ask why you guys, you are Christians, go to church, but you teach Darwin the biology of about how to evolve of human beings. So 3 or 4 of them look at me and laugh. But I didn't get an answer. But yeah, 3 years I learned a lot. But that's but doing it's a different thing, and still have a lot of to learn because I'm doing this, doing that, control this, knowing this, knowing that. So that's still
Excellent.
Right.
So glad you're on the team.
yeah.
Mhm.
So happy.
Welcome.
Yeah, go forth and
Mhm.
multiply. Awesome. So does anybody else want to share?
You.
So Danny, or
Anybody?
how are you tonight with channeling?
Thought you'd never ask.
Well, I'm asking because if you don't ask, you don't get the sale. Got to have that call to action.
Mhm.
I'm hearing Christ consciousness would like to say something.
That'd be wonderful, actually. If no one else has something they want to say. Okay.
How
Shall
are
we
you
bring in?
about that?
I didn't hear that.
How are you feeling about that?
Good, actually.
You're sounding a lot better than even this morning.
I'm working at it. It's once you release the emotional stuff, it heals way much faster.
Oh yeah,
So I'm feeling good.
good stuff.
Okay,
Can-
confirmation.
Danny, in your book, does it tell you any remedies? That Ayurvedic book?
Does it say what
Does
exactly?
it give you any remedies for whatever the ailment is?
No, this is only about the emotional.
Emotional.
I'm sure there's an Ayurvedic book where you take such certain herbs or certain vitamins to, heal those physical issues. This is all about the emotions. The emotional cause of all illness is the name of the book.
Mm.
And it has as little things as dandruff has an emotional cause.
Wow.
It's amazing when you really delve into the book, and the energy of everything ailment we have has some kind of an emotional connection to it. And it's usually something we're harboring, something we need to heal. Whether it be trauma, whether it be anything, abandonment, a lot of different things are in there. It's quite an eye opener of a book. It really is.
Okay.
I don't know if you can get it online or not. I got it through my naturopath and I photocopied her copy.
Okay.
I'm sure you can get it online. There's a tremendous amount of information there. And it's bang on. It's
Also
absolutely bang
something
on.
like Louise Hayes, yeah. She always has
Yeah,
it.
I believe Louise Hayes got that from the Ayurvedic books. She didn't just invent that. Where did she get her information from?
Carolyn
I'm
Mace.
sure I'm sorry?
Carolyn Mace as well. And she also does the same thing. And I'm sure that's where it all came from, Danny.
I
Mhm.
believe so. Yeah. I read some of
That's
Louise
another
Hay's
version of
stuff
what you've got.
and it matches the Ayurvedic stuff,
Yeah.
almost identical.
Yeah.
So they just took it and ran with it, which is good. Get it out there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you call it plagiarism. I wouldn't call it that. It's information that needs to get out.
And it worked.
Mhm.
And it's amazing. So the whole idea is once you understand, okay, why do I have this liver problem? Okay, it's related to my rage and anger. Okay, where's the rage and anger coming from? Oh, I remember from my childhood, this and this happened. Now it's up to the person to say, now we've identified it, let's go after it. Okay, let's heal this. There's the issue. And if
What
you're
about
lucky enough to have a healer to work with,
What about complex issues? Like some issues are just not one thing. They can be many things, or they're just too complex. You can't just say one-on-one. Or chronic issues.
true.
It's been going on a long time.
Well, when you read, say, a certain ailment, a certain illness, you can have 3 or 4 things of issues playing out at the same time, and you may have all of those issues, which, you've got to address all of them,
Mm.
right? And so that's a bit of work. We got work to do when we have illness, because it's festering. I use the word it's festering and festering, this unresolved traumas, issues, until it manifests in a physical form. And once you release it, it's so much easier to heal that issue, way easier. Like my friend who had the cancer, the next day she's washing the floors, cooking a great big meal, just the day after. So maybe someday I'll bring the book out. Maybe we'll do a session here on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bring out the books and you guys can ask me, well, tell me what is the emotional cause of this? What's the emotional cause of that? And maybe we'll play with it. Maybe we'll do something with it. Maybe that's what we could do next week.
That would be good.
Yeah, it would be great.
It's very interesting knowledge and information to work from. So it tells us we are an emotional body, right? We have a physical body, we have a mental body, we have an emotional body also. And it's to keep it healthy, to let go of all the things that we're harboring there, no matter what it is. And sometimes, unfortunately, it's from a past life. And those are the tough ones. You need a healer to get in there and help with that. So yeah, maybe we'll do that next week. Okay. Okay, so anything else?
I wanted to add this, that about source creator. I mean, we have a lot of beliefs, knowings. Some of us maybe even have direct, well, maybe we all have, but it gets really, what can I say, complicated or complex. I was just thinking earlier that God is a biggest trickster, because things are not easy to understand or obvious, That's, I guess I'm expressing my frustration that, there's so much, or maybe, at the mental level, I'm frustrated because we can only know so much at the mental level. There's so much that we don't know. We didn't come to this world with a manual, or there's so much we don't know. That, anyway, that's what I wanted to share.
So what if that was part of our job here, is to search and to learn?
Mm.
and to grow. Now, we
Or
do
to
come in
with
with
what
some
you don't
knowledge, obviously.
We do
We
come
don't
with
know what we don't know.
or be with what you don't know.
Yeah,
Because frustration is a mind construct.
right. Yeah.
So it's like you're making up something about not knowing. It's like, oh, I'm stupid. I don't get it. I'm like not capable. Like it's just all a bunch of stories. And then you're just frustrating yourself.
Hmm.
When all they're saying is, why do you need to know? Like, why do you need to know what you think you need to know?
Why don't you talk to me? That's the other thing. I mean,
He could be talking to you from simple things in your life.
Yeah, why don't you listen?
Exactly. Listen.
You can always flip it.
again, I would say it's not easy. It's pretty complex. I mean, I guess if it was easy, then it wouldn't be a game. It wouldn't be
Yeah, where's the challenge?
right.
Like they're just gonna give you the game and the winning token. Okay, game over. See you later. See you.
No, it's the school of hard knocks.
Yep.
We pick a difficult journey to stay awake.
Mm.
The reason why we pick the journey that's so challenging is so that we don't go to sleep.
We do. It's fascinating journey. It really is.
Because it's easy to just like, whatever. But then there's something like, come on, keep going. What's the problem?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my God, leave me alone. Nope, nope, nope.
I guess, or maybe that's not true. On the spirit side, things can be boring, or maybe there's even learning on that side. So we come here, we want to play. Hey, I'm gonna have fun. I want to do this. Blah blah blah.
But you can if you don't take everything so personally.
Good
Those are
advice.
tough.
When we're taking everything so personally, it's now become pretty significant.
Mm.
It's like, okay, why isn't this happening? No, 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 no.
Right.
It's like, whoa, it's just a game. It's a board game. Like, you know, like, well, you know, we'll start again tomorrow.
Right. Don't believe the game. It's just a game. It's an
It
illusion.
is.
Yeah, so don't take it so
Very
personally.
much so.
Yep.
Very much so. To rise above it and be the observer, which is
And then
hard to do.
every night go, hey, high five yourself and go, oh, good job today. You know, you played full out. Awesome.
Mhm.
Right.
And other days
Yeah.
it's like, ooh, didn't play so good today. It's like, oh well, so what?
Right. Yeah.
But you showed
Do
up,
you
you got
pray?
up, woke up, you showed up, you connected. It's like, all right, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Do you pray much, Manon?
Did you say pray?
Yeah, do you pray?
I guess I do some kind of meditation in the morning, but lately because my feet hurt so much, I can't do anything. I mean, it just steals so much of my mental and emotional and physical capacity that it's hard
Right.
to do anything, you know?
No, I understand.
So when I had a lot of pain in my feet, I wanted like to the point where it's so painful. It's like, you know, I don't mind you just amputating them because it was so painful. I got to the point where it's like, I don't care, like take them away. Until one day I said, you know what, feet, you and me are going to be with each other for a long time. We might as well get along. So I introduced myself to my feet.
Mm.
And you know what? Within 2 weeks, a healer showed up. And within 2 weeks after that, I was running. I was back running. Only because I said hello to my feet.
Yeah.
You say
Accept
hello
it.
to the body. Yeah.
I started a relationship because I was like trying to get rid of them.
Mm.
It wasn't working.
Right. Yeah.
So
So
let me,
say hello to your body. Say, hey, what's up?
Yeah, what do you need?
Yeah. What are you not addressing? How is this serving you? Not being able to left side is always about past, right side's about the present. So what is holding you stuck that you can't move forward? What aren't you addressing, my love?
Well, you know what? I get so confused, and maybe it's my mind. My mind is like, I can't figure it out. Maybe I'm feeling like a victim. I know that.
Okay, so baby steps. Do one little thing at a time to move forward.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Step shuffle. I don't know. Maybe. Okay. Oh shoot. Forget about it. I'm tired.
But your feet are about not moving forward.
Easily. Feet and knees.
Maybe they want to dance.
Yeah.
Well,
E3.
I have shoulder pain too, and today Cornelius was saying that's about not moving forward. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but the shoulder is also about having too much on your shoulders.
Yeah, too
Yeah.
much.
I don't have anything. I have a boring life. I live with pain. I can't do anything. So what's on my shoulder?
I don't know. What if we put the speakers and connected it to your head and put your head on the loudspeakers, what would it be saying?
Get me out of here.
The whole room is hearing Manon's head. It's her thinking.
Get me out of here.
What the heck? Right?
Yeah.
So you're thinking you're not in a monologue, like no, 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 no. Put your head on that loudspeakers. Like, whoa. So you don't think you're carrying stuff?
Right.
True. You're shouldering a lot.
Yeah. If we put a camera on you and put your brain on the loudspeakers and watched you for like a week.
What would come up?
Woo.
Woo! How
Mhm.
like be able to sell that?
Yeah. It'll be the best movie in town, huh?
So that's what I'm saying. Like
So,
you literally got to put yourself on the hot seat. It's like, you know what? What are you really saying? What are you really thinking?
mhm.
What are you really going on about? And is it serving?
It's serving something. That's why I'm anticipating.
Well,
Anyway.
it'll serve your victim self or it'll serve your higher self. It'll serve fear or it'll serve love.
Right. Yeah.
Whatever, it's a choice. Every minute is a choice.
Every minute. Yeah, that's
Every
true.
minute.
That's true. Yeah.
Some days are like that. It's like, okay, just choose love, just choose love. And sometimes you got to walk around like that 100 times a day. You got to say it like a million times. In the beginning, I just went, God grant me the serenity, God grant me the serenity. And I just got tired of saying that whole sentence. I'd be like, oh God, 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 until it broke. And it took a couple of years. But I was committed. I was committed to being alive and living, being well. I already knew how to die. I could just kept dying. Like, this is no fun.
I mean, I'm sorry I'm taking the time, but yeah, that's what I felt, that I'm just not living,
You got to choose it. You got to burn the bridge. Just choose it. So what is someone who's living? How are they thinking? How are they acting? What kind of focus do they have? People who are in the living. And you have to start looking at that. It's like, okay, so you have to adjust thoughts, behaviors, actions to somebody who's living. And then you just keep bridging your gap from not living to living, right? And you just keep bridging the gap. That's what this whole show's about. It's bridging the gap.
Bridging the gap.
Right. Yeah, thank you. Sorry. Yeah.
And like all of us are here to talk to you further.
If
And
you
help
ever
you
want to have a conversation with me, on the phone,
We're all here.
I'm here for you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you
know-
for allowing it to like let go of it and just letting go of the grip, because
Mhm.
that's helping everybody.
We're here for you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
You're welcome.
Because recently I was listening to authenticity is the new high frequency.
Oh,
Getting real with yourself is the new high vibration.
makes sense.
Like, what are you really saying to yourself? So
Yeah.
with that, we've all brushed up to with suicide, depression, manic, death.
Certainly have.
We've all like had to get help. So we're all here.
To bridge that gap.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Give me a call sometime. Send me your email.
Okay.
So I put that in the email to reach out to either me or Danny or anyone else.
Send me an email. Okay. Or
Okay.
Lucy.
Thanks, David.
Oh, you're welcome.
So just
Yeah,
let it flow.
just I want to say one thing just before.
Mhm.
We are all foot on the ground, and whatever breeze we breathe in and we breathe out, it really adds to the consciousness of humanity of all of us that can bring us closer and closer to the fulfillment. So whatever you are doing in your life, whatever breeze you are breathing in, that is the divine breeze. And whatever you breathe out, that is help to bring us closer to the divine selves. So you are always doing something. As long as you're breathing, you are adding to the
Collective.
fulfillment of the consciousness of all of us. So
Yeah.
you are
That's
doing
right.
something.
That's right.
Well said. Well said. Thank you. Okay. Are we running out of time, Lucy?
Yeah, we are. Can you do like 5 minutes? Can you do a 5-minute power
Maybe.
channeling, Danny?
Sure. I'll
Go
ask
direct, Danny. Just go
to
direct.
condense it. The Coles notes. How's that? Okay, we want the Christ consciousness here. Okay. The energy I wish to share with you today is all about the energy of your collective unity. That all of you have your own lives to lead and your own purposes on this planet. But we all understand that you're all one collective working together. As Tahir has been saying, as you're breathing, you are breathing in the life force and breathing out what is not needed or needs to be healed on this planet. We wish to share with you about your divinity, that your divinity is your essence, is your purity, your connection to source, is to get in touch with your divinity. That soul essence, that angelic self, as we call on yourself at this time, that this is where you will find true peace and purpose in your lives. Yes, it may not be an easy go, as Manon has been saying. It is a difficult road to walk, the red road on this planet. We understand that. To find that divinity. And we suggest to you a simple prayer to yourself and a prayer to your creator. is a wonderful way to start, and to truly believe that you were created in love. You are love. You emanate love. We ask that you feel the love in yourself and for the source energy, for the creator. As you bring this, if you're feeling a lack of this connection, we consider to you to pray more, to bring in that energy of your creator, of your source, to say, please help me to feel your presence, to feel your love, to feel this connection. I've lost my connection in some way. My telephone line is broken. Can you please help me repair this? May I feel your presence in my life. May I feel my love grow in my heart at this time. We understand it's a difficult ride being on your planet, and feeling separation is very common, if not all feel the separation. If you can connect to that source energy and to the heart energy in your own self, you can bridge that gap. You can be fully connected. And we tell you, you will know true peace, you will know true love, and you will know true purpose in your life. And your heart will be full. Your heart will be full. You'll be able to share that with others. So it is a journey, and we suggest to you to pray on this and to, in your meditations, bring that energy of the source, of the creator, and bring it into your heart and expand your heart. And allow this energy to enter your heart and to enter your whole being in your physical form. This may take some practice to do, but done on a regular basis, you will eventually anchor that energy into your heart and into your physical form, and you will feel the difference. And you will also able to send love to yourself and feel the love for yourself also. For that is missing for many of you on your planet, is the love for self. We understand being in a third dimensional body is very difficult. And we understand the challenges of separation, of feeling alone and not connected. We understand it's a difficult challenge. But if you were to pray and use your meditations to connect to that source, to that universal love, and bring it into your heart, all things can change for you. All things can change. And have compassion for yourself when you do this. It's a time to let go of all the guilt things that you may be plaguing yourself with. I'm not worthy of this. I can't do this. This is too hard for me. To let go of all those negative thought forms, to let them go and just open up your heart and allow the source, allow the love, allow the light to penetrate your heart and your mind and your essence here in this physical form. And we guarantee you in time, you will change. You will have that connection. You will have that purpose. You will feel that universal love flowing in your veins and in your heart. It is a journey. We understand that. But with due diligence, with being a practice that you do every day or every other day, you can get to that point, and it will change your entire outlook on your life entirely. We wish to leave this with you today, as to accept the love of the creator of all the universe into your heart and into your mind. For you are created in love. You are love in human form. You just don't know it yet. We leave this with you now in love and light. Thank you. Is there anything else, Lucie? Do we have a minute?
Well, that was amazing. Thank you so much.
Well,
Was there anything else you wanted to say, or?
I think we should say a very quick prayer for all of us and the collective.
Okay.
Want me to go?
Yeah, you want to do that?
I do. We call on Father, Mother, Creator, God, the source of all that is, the source of all light, the source of all love, source of all purpose in this universe. We ask you to shower your energies in every cell of our being, in our mental and our emotional and our physical form, and even our etheric forms at this time. We ask for your presence to be flowing through every cell of our being, so that we may be a representation of you on this planet, and that in this form that we may receive a healing on all levels, on the mental level, on the emotional level, on the physical level, and the etheric levels. Healing on all levels of releasing any emotions that harm us, any traumas, any things that are holding us back from our divinity. We ask that you shower us with your light. We ask that you shower us with your love and your healing energies at this time, to bring us up to the divinity that we know that we can attain, to release all things that do not serve us anymore, on all levels, on all timelines, whether past, present, or future. We thank you for this wonderful gift of showering us with your healing energies, your light, and your love. And we also thank you for your guidance that we receive from you, from the universe, each and every day. For we accept all of this as manifest right here and now. And so it is. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Danny.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you so much.
Awesome stuff.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Such a blessing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank
for
you
you
for all the
too,
beautiful shares, all the beautiful
for your
shares.
participation. It's been wonderful tonight.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. And by all means, Minnow, if you want to talk, contact me.
Thank you.
Same with you, Tatjana.
Thank you.
Anyone, just,
you.
So
Okay.
with that, have yourselves a great week. We're all here for each other, and we will see you next week.
next week.
Thank you.
Thank
Sure.
you.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. You're welcome.